Hi, I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you. This is the first time I've done a live recording. It's already gone wrong once, so you'll have to bear with me. But I've come to show you how to do the DSP using the gorgeous Posies stamp set. So here we go. I'm going to switch around so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And now here's one I've made. Just bear with me while I stick my camera in. Hopefully that's going to hold this time because it wasn't before. So this is just one. I don't know whether you can see the gold shine on it now, that I can bring it close to the camera. So I've put some gold embossing on it. Here's another one that I made. And I've made another one, and the other one that I put on my site I have now cut up ready to make cards. So the set that I am using is called the Gorgeous Posy. In the catalogue it's on page 8. I'm just going to get my glasses now so I can see what I'm doing. And so it's the Gorgeous Posy. You can get a card kit that you can make these absolutely fabulous cards. You get an instruction booklet showing you exactly how to make them, a beautiful presentation box, and the contents to make the cards. You could store them in this box after you've finished. I will show you how to make different things from the card kit, and also extend this card kit. So that will be another video I will do later. But for the sentiments, you will need the Gorgeous Posy stamp set. And I'm showing you what you can do just with this stamp set. So I've made some beautiful DSP, so we're going to go ahead and now start. So I have chosen the ink colours that the Gorgeous Posy comes with, which is Blackberry Bliss, Brushing Bride. I haven't used the Gorgeous Grape, I've used the Highland Heather, but I could have used the Gorgeous Grape as well. I do have that stamp, but I've just decided to stick with 4, but because I wanted a leaf colour, I've brought in soft sea foam. So to start with, we need the rubber stamp mounted. These are called what they're called, they're distinctive stamps. It has more detail in them. They are beautiful. So I'm going to start off stamping. So I'm going to ink up with my Blackberry Bliss. Now you can have ink spots or ink pads, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to make sure that my stamp is well inked up. It becomes easier as you go along because it gets more and more ink on it. So I've inked it up, I'm happy with that. And I'm just going to randomly stamp, just making sure that there's nothing on my card. This is just one piece of A4 Whisper White, and I'm just going to stamp it anywhere I want. Then I'm going to re-ink and stamp again. So I'm going to do this fairly randomly, so it doesn't matter where you stamp. I'm going to have one coming off the edge there. Stamp up, ink up. Another one coming in a bit. And it doesn't matter if they don't stamp 100% right. It still shows beautiful stamp. Now, have I got hair? I've got a hair on there, that's why. I'll stamp it up anywhere you like. So as you can see, I'm stamping some quite close to the edge, some going off the edge, all over. It doesn't matter. Each sheet would be different. You'll never get two the same because you tend to stamp completely different. And you could turn your stamp slightly round as well as you're stamping. About there. I get my hands very inky. So I could have done with about there, and then I'm going to just do one in the top corner, I think. So you're just looking round to see where you think there might be one missing, and we can always come back in with this one and re-ink some more. I'm just going to have that one come off the edge, and I think I might have one in this corner. So a little tiny bit on the corner there, and I think I'll leave that for now with that ink colour. So if you haven't got a large stamp mat like me, you could put some photocopier paper underneath, and that will save you. Now I did get everything out, excuse me. I'm just going to use my cleaning pad, and it's got drops on one side, so I'm going to spray some of my stamping mist onto it, and this helps condition your stamps. Sorry, I'm out of camera shot. This helps condition your stamps as well as cleaning them. That's the dry side. Look, it comes up beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to leave that on one side in case I want that later. And now I'm going to stamp the little small stamp, and I'm going to use Blushing Bride. So that was Blackberry Bliss, and this is Blushing Bride. Now this is an old stamp one, so I always find it difficult to get in it. Right, all I'm going to do is ink up, and I'm just going to do at the top. Doesn't matter if you go over the existing stamp, that's absolutely fine. And I'm just going to do a tiny bit in the top corner there, and I'm just mainly going to stamp them joining up just a cluster round the top, and I'm stamping off. I'm not always put another one there, just off the top there, and then here I'm just doing to the left hand side on each of these, and I'm just, doesn't matter where I'm stamping, just doing a rough cluster. Okay, and each one will be different. No flower is exactly the same. We get different flowers in nature, so I'm just stamping on the top. Okay, this one here, and one around here. Just checking you can see what I'm doing, and just a little bit there, just a little bit on this one going around here, and just checking I've got all the edges of those stamps. That's good. Right, just going to clean up my stamp, lovely and clean, and then shut up my Blushing Bride. So now I'm going to get the soft seal foam. So I'm just going to move that, and I've got a little bit inky, just hoping that they're not going to ink on everything. Right, so I'm going to use the leaf one for this, and I'm just going to put some leaves randomly on either side, each of the flowers, just putting it random. So I'll put that one there, coming out of there. I'm going to have one there, 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 and one there, there. Okay, and have one there. It can be up there. This one, spin it round, one there, maybe one there. Spin it round, one there. So don't be afraid to come off the edge with these. That's absolutely fine. Just checking now my flowers. That one hasn't got any just there. Oops. Daisy. Now don't worry if you accidentally do that, because when we're cutting the paper up, you can lose the bits that you don't like. So that's because I'm doing it in a rush and doing it quickly, trying not to make the video too long. And then I'm going to go back into each of my into my leaves with this one that you can do inside the leaves, and you just randomly stamp, just roughly put where your leaves are. There we go. Now if you shop with me and buy this stamp set, you can, if you spend £30, this stamp set's not £30, but if you were to spend £30, then you would get a free gift from me, and as a thank you for shopping with me. You need to get in contact with me so that I can give you my hostess code. I'll just do that randomly. There we go. And I think that one. Right, I'm also just going to randomly put some of these sprigs all over the place, turn in different directions as I do it. Don't forget, don't be afraid to come off the edge. Spin different ways. So I'm just kind of getting rid of some of this white area. That's what I'm doing. I can put a lot in this area, going upside down with that one. Coming in there, look. Whoa, nearly again. Need to slow down so that I'm not go upside down there. And there's a bit there. That one, turn it round as I did the other one the other way. We're just looking whether there's any white gaps, so we don't want too many white gaps. Okay, just a bit there. Now that's my soft sea foam. I'm just going to clean up my stamp with my stamp pad. There we go. And now I'm going to swap my stamp over and use, not peeled it off because this one was left. Right, oops, sorry, sticking the wrong thing on. There we go. Now this we're going to do with Highland Heather, so I'm just going to do a Highland Heather with this one, and then you're just going to stick it on. It doesn't matter which way it goes, just stick it on each of the branch sides. Can rotate it, do anything with this one, really doesn't matter. It's very effective. I'm just stamping on my stamp pad, and then doesn't matter which way I'm going, So it's not taking me that long to do it. No. If you want to join my team, you need to spend £99 and you get £130 worth of Stampin' Up products, plus you are allowed to pick a bundle, and you can pick any bundle you like in the catalogue. When I joined Stampin' Up in celebration, I actually picked at the time, I could pick just a stamp set. It wasn't a bundle I could pick, and I picked the most expensive bundle. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking for white spaces, and I've just seen a few where I can go back in with my sprig. Go and just pick some there and there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in again with my little dots and pick some there, there, there. I'll sort of put some there, there, some on the edges here. There, some up there, oh yes, some there. Any more? We can just put a few of these around the white spots. Just get rid of that white. There's a few more. Okay, so just seeing whether I could get one more. Oh, I've just seen a spot that I've missed. There and there. I'm just going to see if I can get something in just in there. Nearly put it in the green one. There, now I think that's fairly covered. Look how pretty that looks. That was so simple, but we're going to glam it up a bit more by, I'm just going to clean my stamp, and then we're going to change to Versamark ink. Now Versamark ink, it will make a watermark on a same colour cardstock. So if you can, don't know whether you can see that, but I could let that dry and that would just be like a watermark, but I don't want a watermark. I want to put some gold embossing powder on here. So I'm inking all the middle of my flowers, and this stays wet for quite a long time unless you dry it with your, I'm going to put a bit more on that one. I think that's one more, and I think that is all of them. Yes, so I'm just going to put that on there. So what we do is we just shake on our gold embossing powder, so shake it on each of the centres. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is just get some photocopying paper, and I'm just going to gently pick this up, and then I'm going to just tap it now and flick on the back. That just gets off any loose that we don't want, and then just before I get myself into a big mess, I'm just going to use this to get rid of it, and then I need to just remove those out of the way, and I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to try and tip this. I think I've got it more on the floor than anywhere else. I usually do it in the kitchen, so I usually go across and don't do it on this board. I do it in the kitchen. Right, so I'm just going to get rid of that. You only use a tiny amount, so you'll find that one of these can last you an extraordinarily long time. I think I've had one of mine a couple of years. Never mind, right. Okay, so now what we need to do is get our heat tool. So I've got mine here. It's going to be a bit noisy, so sorry about this. So what I'm doing is I'm just warming my heat tool up, and I'm going to now go over the top, and you will see, I don't know whether if I hold it up closely to the camera, you'll begin to see that it changes into a brighter gold. So that's done. I can move that along to the next one now. And it's dark to start with, but you'll see it slowly starts to turn brighter. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Okay, very satisfying this. You can see it moving and changing colour. Keep it moving around. There we go. Now be careful, don't touch where you've embossed for a while, because once you've embossed it, it needs to dry. It's a little bit sticky if you touch it straight away. It does dry quite quickly, but you just don't want to touch it after you've just done it. There we go. Just move my page around. Now, if you feel that you're not confident to do this, just get some cheap photocopying paper and just have a go on that. I just played around last night with cheap photocopying paper to see. I'd done this one, and then I thought, well, I want to see how many. Just look on it, see if you can see any dark spots where you feel it's not quite finished. So just check all around those. Okay, I'm going to switch my heat tool off now. Hope that's not been too noisy. But see how the centre of those now sparkle. Gives it a bit of glamour. And that's so easy. I could have done that with these. I could have put some embossing powder again in the middle of these or in between. I could have put some on here too in those like berries. And that just adds a little bit more glamour to your paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper up now to be able to make different cards. So I'm just going to get my paper trimmer. And I think we'll move that out of the way as it's got lots of dirt on it. Right, now one of the ones that I'd already done is I've cut into lots of different sizes. So I'm going to start off with the first one, and I think that I did it that way round. And I'm going to do, what did I measure this one at? I think 3 6/8. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to do 3 6/8. which is 3 3/4. Okay, so moving my scoring blade out of the way, and so I'm going to cut that straight down at 3 3/4, and then I'm going to spin this around. I think I'd like this part of it, so I'm going to, with that bit, I'm going to, I usually do it at the top, don't know why I'm doing it at the bottom, don't know whether you can, am I in camera shot, sorry. I'm going to be doing 5 and it should be 3/8, 5 3/8, I think I'm doing this one, 5 and 3/8, just let me double check on that. Yes, 5 3/8. I wanted it the other way around, so just change it in my mind. 1 2 3. I'm just looking where I like. It's my preference, so that I could have that as a card front, and my sentiment could go down here. If I wasn't happy, I saw some bare bits, I could go back in and stick my stamp. I could also stamp another one of these and cut it out and place it so that it gives it more of a 3D dimensional look. So I might do that with that one. And now I didn't have a piece like that. I think I've cut it the wrong way around, I think. Never mind, I'll go back in with this. And so I'm going to go for a 2-inch, should I do on this one, or was it, what did I do? I didn't write them down. I wrote them down on some of the backs of them, and I did do that one. So let's go in for 5 3/8 again, by 3 3/4. So I'm going to do a 3 3/4 again, and oops, I'm not cut all the way through that one. How did that happen? That's it. Put all 3 through there, and I'm going to do 5 3/8 again. I'm going to do it at the top, 5 3/8. Going to do that, and then this time I'm going to cut it straight down the diagonal. So I'm going to make sure that I get my points exactly in that track, and then I've got 2 triangle pieces to fit on cards. Okay, and this one I think I'm going to it's not quite 3. I think actually I'm going to leave that one as it is, and also this one I'm going to, let's see how big it is, it's about 3 3/4, so I'm going to do some 3/4 strips. Let's have a look how the pattern goes. A bit boring. Let's go to inch strips then. So we'll do an inch strip and an inch strip and an inch strip. Okay, and then I could put this on a card, so it's going like that, and I could put some backing paper underneath that, so that changes it. So we'll do that one, and there's this piece left. Don't throw that away, we might want that for something else later. And now how big is this? This is about 4 1/4. So let's do 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that will give us a big square, and then we will cut this. So if it's 4 1/4, that's 2, just check again, it is, yeah, 4 1/4. We're going to cut that at 2 1/8 and then spin it round, and we should be able to cut this at 2 1/8. And then we'll cut this at 2 1/8. There we go, 2 1/8. And then we could back this on and just separate it like that, and that could be on a card. And we could do that on a square card, so 5 1/2 by 5 1/2 maybe, and then we could do it on a gold background or with the gold, so that's another one that we could perhaps do. And then we've got a last piece which measures an awkward size, which is so I'm going to strip it down to 4 inches, because I just don't want that awkward size. And let's see, 4 inches, yeah, so I'm going to take that silver off there. Now you can always use these inside the card to just give an edge, so you could save your bits. So I'm going to save that just in case I want it. So I've got this as a 4 by 4, so I'm going to take that to 2 inches now, and then again 2 inches, and then this one 2 inches. There we go. Now I'm going to divide these into triangles, so make sure you get it. I'll put it higher up on my track. In fact, I'm going to try and see if I can wedge it between there, it being a smaller piece. Now my hands are starting to mess. That's it, so I've got 2 triangles from that. And again, put it in that top bit. And there we go. Okay. And then those 2, I can just leave those as squares to be on their own. So we'll do something with those. So that's 1 card we can do. 2. 3, 4, 5. We could put these, that could be 6, 7. So we have made our own DSP, and we can make 7 cards out of the DSP that we've made. So I will make up those cards and show you the finished ones in a photograph on my page. Thank you for watching, really appreciate it. I have got a YouTube channel which you can check out on from this Facebook page. I think you can go to my YouTube channel. It's Subu bringing crafting to you. I'd love to see you on that channel. Please subscribe if you haven't, and press the notification bell so that you can get any future videos I do. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it, and goodbye. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.